This is the Abingdon and District Model Railway Club, Abrail 2023. We start off at Merstone, which is a fine scale layout depicting an up-down station on the Isle of Wight, with sidings and signal box in the steam era.
Hours gone by, the glue's gone hard. You then go over with a vacuum cleaner with a lady stocking out.
Synonymous with the Isle of Wight, an 044 tank locomotive 02 class number 28 arrives at the station.
Black tea for you. What do you want? Quite weak, please.
Merstone is a compact layout, but with plenty of character and a hive of activity. Still wearing its former Southern region colours, sister locomotive number 30 departs and passes over the level crossing.
Your department.
Note the fine detail on the level crossing gates with the fine mesh, and the subtle weathering on the crossing keeper's cottage.
What is the problem with this? What is the problem with those two vehicles?
As number 30 departs one way, we catch a glimpse of number 28 continuing on its journey in the other direction. Next is what is becoming an exhibition circuit regular for me, Ambelton Vale, which is a fictionist, engaged DCC layout set around the 1950s. It depicts an end branch line station which has survived cuts mainly because of the flourishing livestock market, local racecourse, and an increase in commuter traffic. The layout has appeared in both Model Rail magazine and Hornby. Here we see an English Electric Type 2, Class 20, on a free coach working as it departs from the station. This engaged layout is crammed with a wealth of detail in all sorts of scenes. Here we can see a race course and stables, as I believe Q1 passes with a working towards the station. Long Melford Junction depicts a station on the Stour Valley line in Suffolk in the late 1950s. The model includes a 45-lever working signal box, large signal box diagram, and working monitor, so the members of the public can enjoy watching the detailed operation of the layout, which runs to a prototypical timetable. Here we see XLNER D16 62530 arrive at the station with a stopping service, whilst on the opposite line it's met by a Derby lightweight DMU.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I can't figure out where that would be on the same
With its station duties complete, the Derby lightweight departs the station. As it enters the single line, we see an unidentified J72 shunting the yard in the background. At the opposite end of the station, we see the D16 depart, crossing over the junction, continuing on its journey. On the embankment, there's a small farm, including some moving chickens. Penna Lane represents a servicing centre for vehicles used on the UK's current privatised rail. Fuelling, light overhauls, exams and wheel reconditioning are carried out for operating and heritage companies. A commuter station served by electric and diesel also provides commuter services. The layout includes a traverser, in which we can see an OH shunter using it here. The 08 prepares to move off the traverser. As in the foreground, the Class 60, formerly owned by Colas and now in the hands of GBRF, prepares to make a shunt move itself. Next we see Class 66413 in Freightliner's new house colours move away from one of the sheds as it winds its way through the depot. The builders of the layout have omitted the roof from the main depot building so you can see the wealth of detail that's inside, particularly where the Class 90 stands. Next we see a Class 37 in the wonderful Euro Phoenix livery enter the yard as a Class 60 that was shunting earlier now makes its way towards one of the servicing sheds. The station is currently serviced with heritage traction as a Class 121 bubble car pulls into the station. As it arrives, the Metro commuter service departs in the opposite direction. And finally, we catch a glimpse of a Class 37 with a pair of DRS Mark II coaches. Trinity Dock Street Bridge is set on a cold, dismal Monday morning in February 1939 at the busy Old Docks. Tracks are inlaid into stone sets with many points and tight curves connecting the various quaysides with the yards to the west of the city. As trains move about the buildings and rattle over the swing bridge, the southeasterly wind not only brings the poor weather off the North Sea, but also the threat of war from near the continent. Another layout I've seen before, Mothecombe, which is a layout built and run by the junior section of the High Wycombe and District Model Railway Society. It depicts a rural cross-country route in South Devon during the late 1950s and early 1960s, and is operated by the Western and Southern regions. Great Western is definitely the flavour of the day, as the first of two prairies, number 4573, arrives at the station. The second prairie, in BR lined green, number 5553, draws past the signal box and into the station.
Am I receiving? Receiving panic.
With station duties complete, the signal drops, and number 4573 departs the station.
Cool down. I can already feel the heat from over here. It's freaking hot. Right, you can take that.
It's stuck. Yeah.
The line green prairie departs, and the station falls into silence once more.
Must have been the first time round we got them mixed up.
But the peace never lasts for long at Mothecombe, and the next service arrives at the hands of a 2251 class collect goods 2217 as it pauses at the station. In the opposite direction, a small milk train in the hands of a pannier tank arrives at the station. As the milk train pauses in the platform, the collect goods departs with the passenger service. We're now at St. Mary, Mead, which featured in numerous copies of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple stories, and has been used as a location for the fictional station, which features a range of Southern, Somerset and Dorset, and early BR stock. An ex-GWR rail car terminates at the station before departing on its next journey. Next is Caroline Concrete, which is a 7mm narrow gauge shunting layout based on the Tallington Works in Lincolnshire. Materials and part finished parts are moved around as part of the assembly and stocking process. We move to 2mm scale now, with Lighterman's Yard, which represents a fictitious goods yard in southeast London from the late 50s and early 1960s. It is owned and operated by the Kent and Essex Group of the 2mm Association.
I'll put the grey one on the back and then we'll...
Shunting operations are well underway at Lighterman's Yard, as an 060 tank locomotive moves a pair of brake fans and helps arrange a goods train waiting to depart the yard.
That's it, that's it.
Next we move to today's railways and Highfield Road, which represents a fictional location between London and Bristol. The platform has platform loops, a bay line, freight yard and small depot. Stock in use includes First Great Western, GWR, Cross Country, Freightliner and various freight operating companies. Here we see a First Great Western Class 150 and 215 arrive at the platform to do its station duties. The unit departs as a HSD passes by in the middle row. As we look over the tunnel portal, we catch a glimpse of a steam special in the hands of 7800 Manor Class 7814 Fringeford Manor. The bay platform is put to use as a Class 150 arrives and terminates its journey.
And then the demons go out.
We now get another look at Fringeford Manor as it departs the station and continues on its excursion. Next, a cross-country service in the hands of a Class 220 arrives at the station. And finally, we see a Class 70 pass by the Network Rail engineers work. Next is Tedburn St.Mary. It is set to the west of Exeter in the post-war period and runs both Great Western Railway and Southern stock. The layout is highly detailed and has numerous cameos and special effects. Here we see a BT well tank, which has clearly wandered from its usual Bodmin territory, shunting the
Daddy's wandered off. I'm going to talk to him, but he's wandered off.
Hello, mate.
Whilst at the station, a GWR pannier runs around its coaching stop.
You had to chase it, didn't you?
Yeah, do you need to come into my second? Okay.
As the pannier enters the bridge portal, one of the mentioned special effects can be seen.
It's a turntable.
Yeah, certainly is. I think I'll just clear it like you say. Yeah.
Simulated steam really does add to the atmosphere of any steam layout. And now for something completely different. Lesobeng, if I pronounced right, represents South Africa in the early 20th century.
There's another local running up there and then this local
About there.
down here, Daddy.
It is. I'll show you in a minute.
About there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run further. Right, now that will make it go in the other direction. So this little light one runs in here. Keep going. And stops. Right, now what you've got is there's a train right underneath there, which is heading in the same direction. If I just turn that, come out. So, no, up here.
While the layout was set in South Africa, there did seem to be some Welsh interlopers.
Switch the points. And now make it go the other way. Do you remember how to make it go the other way? Push this one right across. That's it. Back it up the hill. Up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. When you go on, crash it. Stop. That's it. stopping in the station. Stop. Oh, too far.
Having previously seen them last year at their own exhibition, the Oxfordshire narrow gauge modellers were also at Abrail, with a slightly condensed version of their modular layout.
Fine.
Here we chase the Baldwin 460 as it pulls a slate train through the various modules of the layout.
It seems to be a very heavy train.
They're providing electrical continuity onto the side.
But why and how?
And our third narrow gauge railway is Coleford, which is based on a real railway in the Forest of Dean.
I did this.
Okay, we have to put that in the bin.
Webbing.
Next is Wedlock, and a very familiar tank engine passes the signal box at level crossing as he makes his way to the station. Wedlock represents a small branch terminus set in rural Shropshire. The layout operates through 4 defined eras from 1945 to the present day, with the era on show displayed on the overhead lighting rig. Next is a 5600 class, and not a small prairie as I called it in one of my previous videos, entering the station with a 2-coach working. With its journey complete, the loco runs round its train, getting ready to start its next service.
That's the kind of trains that your Grandpa Henry used.
Another narrow gauge layout, and this time it's Launceston, which depicts an existing, privately owned and operated narrow gauge steam railway in Cornwall. The layout won the prestigious David Glascott Trophy for Best Narrow Gauge Model Railway at the National Worley Model Railway Show, as well as having won Best in Show at multiple other railway exhibitions.
So very slow.
Here we see the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway B-Class number 19 shunting a coach of the train. This has just arrived.
But it does run reasonably.
Yeah, it really does.
Next we see a quarry Hunslet with an added tender move off shed and prepare to take the next service.
Although I enjoy sort of
I like making little stories with people and things on there. Little story going on something. Like on the engine shed.
well, I think people like you that come to exhibitions, you want to see things, and if there is a local running, then you want something to look at, don't you? And that's what it's all about.
Cardinal City's not telling you. That's the Cardinal City.
It's what got me into exhibits. I never.
Moving across the border from Cornwall to Devon, we visit Ashburton, which is a rarely exhibited model railway. It depicts the line that follows the River Dart to the much-loved station in the early 1950s. Here we see an ex-GWR 6400 class 6421 in splendid lime green livery shunting the yard.
Hang on, I'll pick you up.
I think they're just fishing. Seems more
What's
like.
there?
I don't know. Right. Going to come back with
The layout is wonderfully modelled and full of greenery. Plenty of modelled trees on here.
Ashburton timber yard.
There is loads of detail and various cameos, including a tiger moth, which is just off camera. Here we see the pannier moving some wagons loaded with timber into the goods shed.
Oh, I don't know if these bits on the
Mm-hmm. Nice filming. Nice. Good work, buddy.
With the assistance of my boy filming, this is Florin Street, which models the Leeds tramway around Severn Street between 1948 to 1954. During this time, the fleet consisted of 400 tram cars, with a large variety of types, including rebuilt and experimental cars, giving Leeds one of the most diverse and interesting fleets in the UK. I'm pleased to say that Frampton on the Severn has got a lot busier since the first time I saw this layout, although that wasn't a strike day. It depicts a busy Great Western branch line terminus in Gloucestershire in the late 1950s and the early 1960s, when steam locos were being replaced by diesels. Here we see an ex-GWR 5700 class pannier tank number 7717 shunting around its train in the yard.
Well, I've got it on here. That's the one he wants. But that one, for some reason, wouldn't gather it. I don't know why. I'm just trying to. Yeah. What's the number? 4573.
Even the loco is DCC sound fitted, my boy felt it more fitting to provide his own sounds.
My doctors used to be in Frampton. My doctors used to be in Frampton. I used to live in Etney.
Next is what could probably be classed as a micro layout, which is Byway TMD. It's a fictional, small BR urban motive power depot set in the late steam era. The layout is used at shows to demonstrate the owner's collection of sound-equipped locos. Here we see a Class 24 D5061 moving onto the shed. The scenery is really well done in this layout. I really like the tufts of grass growing between the ballast and the lighting in the inspection pit. The layout is also fitted with working position lights, which is very rare to see in the layout, but superb to see. Another great bit of scenery work in this layout is the bridge. I particularly like the support where the diesel was just passing and the weathering effect that's been carried out there. Next is some more Great Western delights with Modbury. It's a 2mm fine scale layout representing a Great Western Railway through station as it could have appeared in the Edwardian period. The track is built to represent Brunel's Bulk Road, and locos, stock and buildings are mainly scratch built from various prototypes. Here a collect goods working a slow goods train is dropping off wagons into the yard.
What area is this set in?
We'll lift you up in a minute.
I was thinking. Yeah? I like it.
With the wagons dropped off in the goods shed, the slow goods continues on its journey. And finally, some live steam on South Oxfordshire 16mm narrow gauge modeller's module layout. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button. If you want to see more, then please click the subscribe button. And hopefully, I'll see you again sometime soon. Thanks for watching.